There's another way to do this too, and I wasn't planning on showing you this, but if you really want to know another technique on how to get skin and tones to match as close as possible, what you can do is come up here to Window, select Info, and focus right here where it says CMYK on the Info palette. And watch this. I'll select the eyedropper tool, and then I'll hover the eyedropper over his skin. And look really closely up on the info bar. You'll notice that you see how where it says Y, that just means yellow. And you can see how that's the highest percentage with a 57%. That means that his skin here has more yellow than any other color. It has more yellow than it does cyan and magenta. And so if I hover over her skin, we can see that her skin has a lot more yellow. So in that case, maybe that means that we need to add more yellow to this skin here to make it match properly. So that's another way you can match skin tones. You just have to make sure that you get the right shading, because if you don't, then it's going to throw it off a little bit. I'm focusing on his cheek here and on her face just before her ear here. I'm trying to make these two spots match the best I can. And you can also hover over these areas while you have the curves dialog open, just to extra check things. And it'll show you before and after up there. It's pretty cool. I mean, Photoshop rocks for this type of stuff. I'm seeing like the green in his face there. But see, if I do that, then it starts to remove a little bit more than I want. But see, I'm making this a much bigger deal than it really is. I mean, I don't know how crazy you want to go with this. But most of what I see is that the shadows and little wrinkles in his face, matching those up is going to be the biggest challenge of this. But I also want to note that since we've applied the skin tone to his entire face, well, we've also affected his eyes. Okay? So since we've made this an adjustment layer, it creates this mask over here. You see this? So we can just remove the curves adjustment in specific areas on the image. But since this mask is white, then we'll need to paint black on this mask to remove those areas. So select the paintbrush and press the D and X key on the keyboard until you get the foreground color to black, and lower the brush size a little bit there so you can get in here with his eyes and paint on his eyes to bring back the original color of his eyes, which are blue, they're not green. There you go. And you can also, if you want to go really crazy with this, you can do the lips as well, because since we've changed that skin tone, it's going to change the color of the lips too. Personally though, I kind of like the other toning, but if you want to make it perfect, you can bring back his original mouth color here. But the thing is that I think it was probably more like a camera setting as well. You can see now we've got so much yellow in his face here, which is starting to become distracting a little bit. So I'm just going to remove that now. And there you go. I could probably work on it a little bit more, but that's most of the technique there. Make that blend in a little bit more. There we go. Make his cheek go up into her face just a little bit. Then I'll probably go on the side of his face right here and touch this up just a little bit, and we're almost done here. And there you go. And that's how we can swap faces in Photoshop. This is, I'll show you the before here. And this is the after. So have fun with that. Impress your family and friends. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and learned a lot with the little techniques that we went over. I could have went a little bit more in depth here with some of the matching and stuff like that, but I think you pretty much get the gist of things, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the next video. See you later.